You know the feeling of being all passionate about learning something new, and then you start practicing, and you practice, and then suddenly you just stop because you kind of, you're not that excited about it anymore. And so you basically have a period of low or no practicing until you suddenly get all fired up again, then you start practicing again. What's going on? You're missing a key element. There's something you are failing to do every day, every week, that puts you in a situation where you're basically wasting half your time. You could be all fired up and practicing, but you're not. Because practicing is a circle of elements, and we must focus on all the elements to keep that wheel running, that car running constantly. And in this video, I'm just going to give you just a simple insight that will, make that wheel running. And it will just save you so much time when it comes to really going for the highest level of skill. Before I do so, I should say that we have a new neoclassical/melodic rock bundle out, and you can click the link just below this video, check it out, see if it's for you. But so what are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about the fact that the recipe of great skills has a missing link for most people, and that's inspiration. We think inspiration is something that hits us suddenly, right? We just suddenly get all inspired and we take up the guitar, we start learning something, and then we kind of drop out of it again. But what just happened? You got inspired, then you started practicing, and then you dropped out of being inspired. The mistake here is actually continuing the circle. It was not a straight line, it was a circle. You need to get back to the inspirational part. Right? You need to constantly seek out things that can inspire you to be passionate about playing guitar. Because how cool is it to be inspired, right? How cool is it to be passionate? What if you could be in that place more often? You would get more skills, you would have a happier life, right? You would have more resources for everything else in your life. So it's really crucial that we focus on inspiration as the starting point. And if you fail to focus on that because you think it's not important, then you will have these long breaks of no or low practicing and really take twice as long or 3 times as long to reach the skills you want. Or you will never reach them because you cannot stay passionate enough for long enough to actually get a real result when you're practicing. You keep going back and forth, back and forth. So this is crucial. So how do we do it? Well, we basically make sure that you cannot avoid to remember getting inspired. And you might just right now make a list in your head of what inspires you. Is it going to a store to check out the new guitars? Is that something that really gets to you where you just suddenly you get all into guitar playing again? Or is it studying a new lesson, finding a new lesson, buying a new course, or watching a free YouTube video? Is that what does it for you? When were you the last time you were really inspired? When was that? What happened? What happened around you? What did you do to get there? And could you set that up as a ritual, as something that happens every third month? You go to that, whatever, you go to a clinic or you go to a concert, right? If that was what just fired you up to learn to learn something new again. What happened? Make a list inside of you or on a piece of paper, preferably, or in your phone, on your iPad, whatever you got. And then make sure that you, in your calendar, put up reminders to, go to a concert, whatever it is, visit the store, buy a new course. If not from me, then from somebody who can inspire you to go for it again, right? Anything, whatever works for you, you want to focus on. But not only that, you want to make a ritual out of it. You want to make sure right now, in this moment, that you cannot forget. It should take you, no longer than a couple of seconds to remember what inspired you the last time and the last time. What inspired you to pick up the guitar in the first place? And then write it down and say, okay, could I create a whole year of making sure that I get inspired? You could even book the concert tickets right now, right? Or, make sure that that is an element in your life. And I promise you, you will develop at twice the rate, at least. Because instead of having those long breaks or those uninspired periods of just practicing something that, right, you get passionate more often, and that's what creates results. Because the more powerful your emotions, the more intense around guitar playing, the faster you learn. Because that puts guitar playing and practicing on the highest shelf in your brain. And so the brain says, this is important. We need to learn this fast. We don't know why, but it sure is important because you feel so strongly about it. And that's a huge part of having talent, is being so fired up. So make sure you're fired up and make it a ritual so you can't forget.